Hi there. Too many games and you can't pick one? Just spin a wheel and review it on your YouTube channel.
Dusk is a boomer shooter inspired by the OG Doom and Quake games of the 90s. The goal is simple: get to the end of the level without dying. To do that, you have an arsenal of satisfying weapons to use to kill your enemies. Boomer shooters tend to be more arcadey than their modern counterparts, resulting in an easier time. You don't have to sweat and run around and hit every button as fast as possible to make it through the level. The story takes place in the rural town of Dusk, which has a huge network of Lovecraftian, culty ruins underneath it. This attracted the attention of the government, and military and scientists established some research labs, and they try to harness the magic from these ruins. And we play as Dusk Dude, a treasure hunter seeking riches from within the town. He is then apprehended, and he's impaled on a meat hook, and he's breaking out of the farmhouse that we started in that you're watching right now. After we break out, we're attacked by more cultists, so of course we fight them back, and being the Dusk guy that we are, we win. After brute forcing some puzzles and killing a couple scientists, we come to our second boss fight of the game, one of their experiments. After defeating it with a big sigh of relief, I look forward to brute forcing my next puzzle, when all of a sudden a second experiment has hit the tower. After absolutely shredding this guy with our trusty assault rifle, we move on. We are then greeted with the first bit of exposition I found. This is where you would learn that you were on the meat hook and that you're leaving the town of Dusk behind. Anyways, we're pushing forward to seek answers. Who knows what we'll find in episode 2. After escaping the farms and swamps of episode 1, we find ourselves in the facilities, which is where the scientists and military have set up shop doing research trying to extract power from these demonic powers they found. When beginning a new episode, you lose all your weapons, which personally I didn't mind because it makes you start using weapons you normally wouldn't have used before, like the single pistol. In episode 2, the level design changes a little bit. It switches from linear, very clear path forward to just a big open map, and you have to find the keys for the doors to progress through them. After brute forcing yet another puzzle, genuinely no idea if you're supposed to be able to solve that, we're told not to go into some ruins, and then we're given direct ruins access. At this point, it kind of switches to what feels like a horror game. Let's just say I should have listened to that sign. After blasting a couple more Invisidogs, finding some keys, killing some dudes, and climbing this silo, we find ourselves in a hole. This leads us to the spinning tunnel from Wonderworks. After shutting that off, and climbing through a couple of vents, some creepy guy starts talking to us. I guess the scientists really liked that room because they had this lab directly attached to it. And then one of my favorite sequences happened.
Take it. Taste the power.
And just as the game gets a little repetitive, things start to change a little bit. The rooms turn sideways. People are on the walls.
I got this.
We find a tunnel straight out of Doctor Strange and eventually get to a portal that says don't. So what do? Red card in hand, we make our way back, and we find ourselves with yet another distorted reality.
Hey, oh. Who's moaning in all chat?
What have you done?
Oh! Mama. Mama. Oh.
After taking out Mama, we find ourselves headed to the reactor, which is a massive open room with tons of enemies.
Ooh.
Remember when I said that this game was easier? Yeah. I don't know. After getting to the reactor, the best boss fight in all of fiction happens.
Come on! Kill me! Come on! Here, kill me! Kill me! Kill me! Come on! Kill me! I'm here! Girly man!
We defeat Arnold and press forward, and we find ourselves at the Babel Skylab. We push through, we defeat a couple enemies, we commit a couple war crimes. We're not the bad guy though, remember that. We're just a treasure hunter, and these guys attacked us first. This game does a fantastic job of switching from a classic FPS to kind of a scarier, what's going on here kind of game. And then right back to FPS.
With his sparks, we take from men that which has never been taken before.
And with a broken flashlight, we're right back to that horror genre. We find one pretty quick, and then the game does something really cool. To increase the tension in this moment, they use a shepherd tone, which is multiple overlaid sound waves that are constantly moving up, to make it seem like the sound is constantly rising, but it doesn't go anywhere, creating tension. After learning that they are grinding up human meat and electrifying it to make some of these powers, we move on. Another quick genre detour, we start a boss fight gauntlet, 3 in a row. Luckily, the rivet gun is OP. And cue the third boss fight. This guy would launch explosives down these tunnels that would just bounce and follow you around. It took me multiple tries to kill this guy.
Oh.
Most impressive.
After defeating him, we brute force yet another puzzle. There are seriously so many of these. Why, I do not know. And then we find this red portal. And with that, we enter episode 3. This red portal takes us to a nightmarish dimension, which is where the rest of the episode takes place. This is by far my favorite one of the 3. Remember, as we start new episodes, we lose all of our weapons. We are granted this sword and told how to do silent takedowns. Enter the weirdest stealth mission of all time. We then find our trusty crossbow and are reminded of how to use it. Now, episode 3 has 2 of my favorite enemies in them, and you're about to see the first one. Bad Dog has no feet, but he's got hands. We fight through the rest of the lava level, and it leads directly to the snow level. Who would have thought? The level progression mechanics are either find the red, yellow, and blue keys, or find all the buttons to activate the next sequence. We find the red key and we head back underground for the next level. I got stuck on this underground city level for such a long time, and it's all my fault. This button and hint is what I'll be looking for the next probably 20 minutes. After finding it organically and not using the internet, we go down that well into the water and we fight the Chomper. From Mario Kart, I guess. Chomper down, we are rewarded our yellow key, and we can move on. Having flooded the city, we can now escape, and we find another hole to jump into, which I guess our guy loves doing. Flipping back to the horror genre, we're about to encounter the worst enemy in this game.
Oh my. Genuinely terrified me.
Something about the way it just breathes so unnaturally and runs at you so quickly activates a fight or flight panic in you that is just there the entire time you hear it.
Yes.
Luckily, we find a shotgun to help deal with these guys.
Oh, bro. Deep. Oh.
I said, nope.
Oh.
We eventually find our way to what appears to be an evil chapel and have to complete some more trials. After doing all 4, we're able to do this. That tornado ripped up the altar, revealing a hole on the ground. We go down that and descend a spiral staircase, fighting more cultists on the way. Eventually, we find ourselves fighting enemies from episode 1 again. Not only that, but the scenery has changed as well. This looks like episode 1. It looks like a farmhouse. The wood everywhere, the dirt on the ground. What's going on? Pretty quickly it becomes clear we are fighting through some corrupted versions of our memories. Even gravity gets distorted, adding a whole new element of level design that I thought was really cool. We find the portal to complete the memory, and we end up back where we started. Progressing through the level, things get weirder and weirder, and eventually we're tiny. We find ourselves back at the first level, where we started. We even see the meat hooks that we started on, and we're told to complete the circle. We hop on, and end the level.
Show us that you are worthy.
We start the final trial to prove that we are worthy. We fight waves of enemies for what feels like forever. And to finish it up, we revisit a couple of old bosses. And finally, we're at the final level of the game.
What's the name of the game?
We find these crystals of madness, and we have to put them in their proper buckets to progress. And finally, we're face to face with the cult leader.
At last. You finally arrived. You shall be my final test.
As we fight him, his disciples name him unworthy, but it took me way too long to figure out that they were attacking him, not me.
No, you can't betray me. My disciples!
Oh. Nice. Okay. Oh.
He was worthy, you know, and he accomplished so much. But then, you came along. You who were stronger. You who were faster. You I like better. Who did you expect at the end of all of this? God? The devil, perhaps? No. It's just me.
What the?
Finally, the final boss and the true being behind the evil power is revealed. It is none other than the Nyarlathotep, ancient evil being from Lovecraftian horror. We have our grand epic battle, shooting holes in the roof to reveal light to hurt him. And after repeating this multiple times, we almost have him dead. But then, the unexpected.
Enough. You are indeed worthy. And so now, my power is yours. How does it feel? Horrible, isn't it? But wonderful, yes? Who you were before is insignificant. Who you are now is inconceivable. But here you shall remain till I have need of you again. for one must always reign beneath Dusk.
Overall, I really enjoyed my time with Dusk. It feels weird calling it a masterpiece when games like Red Dead or God of War or Outer Wilds exist, but it does exactly what it seeks out to do, and it does it perfectly. So as far as boomer shooters go, it's a masterpiece in its own right. The gameplay loop was really simple, but that's what made it fun. You don't have to think too hard, you don't have to remember what happened 40 hours ago in the story. You just run around and shoot things, and you enjoy it as much as you want. There's great levels, there's great set pieces and scenes. You can tell the devs really put a lot of work into creating the environment and the vibe that they wanted. So I'm going to give this game 5 out of 5 stars. If you want a simple arcadey game to just pick up and you get to run around and shoot things, this is your game. And if you played any of the old boomer shooters like Quake or Doom, you'll feel right at home as well. To all my real ones that made it this far into the video, thanks for watching, and if you ask, I'll give you a kiss. My name is Jackson, aka The White Faker, aka the greatest League player to do it, and this has been